There we go.
Oh, my phone on silent. Really don't need that in a minute.
Well, Dave and Nikki here from Easy Online Business Solutions, correct?
The company's called Coranda Holdings.
Okay.
Yeah. So the company has three businesses underneath it.
Yeah.
And Nikki's business is Easy Online Biz Solutions.
Yeah.
So so that's what she does, and it started about because I started FindNet Solutions back in 2000.
Yeah.
And started doing website design and SEO and stuff.
Yeah.
And
that was on the early time of
early.
Very early.
WordPress was even thought of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before Google was thought of.
And so what were you doing? How were you designing websites back then? How it would
with
just...
HTML.
Okay.
And then I had a guy that could code ASP.
Yeah.
So we set up a portal for automotive businesses.
Yeah.
So we could set up a 6-page website that they could edit themselves for $99 a year.
Oh, wow.
So we called that AutoFind back then, but it was very hard to get enough traction.
Yeah.
Because they were too busy working in their business and on their business. So that's why we went broader, and then WordPress came about. So we leveraged WordPress and the ease of it. And then Nikki started in 2008 and started her apprenticeship and finished it last year, 10 years later.
Nice. Nice.
And so she kicked off Easy Online Biz Solutions.
And explain to me the apprenticeship. What does that entail, and what do you mean by that?
Well, I just pretty much did all the jobs he doesn't like doing.
There you go. There you go.
And then, that's how you
The
learn.
web design, graphic design,
Yeah.
you know, that type of thing. That's what I started off with.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Nikki's the main one behind that, because if anyone's seeing our email newsletters or anything else like that, it's always Nikki and Dave.
Yeah.
And signatures Nikki and Dave, and the blog article's always from Nikki, or normally always from Nikki.
yeah, he has the odd few. Sometimes he has a little series. He half writes them and goes, "Here you go."
And then you just turn it over her and let her run with that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more comfortable with that. He likes talking to people on phones.
Yeah.
If I don't have to, I don't.
I understand.
Yeah. So she's the one that hides behind the computer screen.
Yeah.
And does the repurposing content and does all that and does the training
and you're out in the field, kind of doing those business development, interacting with people.
Yeah.
Well, we both do the training. We go to some meetup groups each.
Yeah.
It's just Dad does like the whole person to person.
Yeah. It's hard to, it's interesting. Certain people get in those little kind of niches. They like to either be back behind the scenes and you find that makes it a really good combo for businesses.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to do some more videos now.
Yeah.
Because Dad was like, yeah, come on, do some.
Yeah.
Because everywhere it's a video of me and someone.
Gotcha.
Or someone of me.
So you're trying to get out there, show your face.
Yeah.
On YouTube, on these different channels.
Being a little bit better at repurposing my content into, from my blog articles into actual videos. And then putting them on different medias.
Because she's busy telling everyone to repurpose content and do this and do that.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what do
you do? Well, I do, of your stuff.
Yeah.
And so with that creating that content, I think a lot of businesses are having a hard time figuring out. There's just so much noise out there.
Yeah.
I think businesses are trying to figure out how do we, what's the best tactic, what's the best strategy to go about creating this content, because I think people are just start to put out stuff, and then they open up an Instagram, and then they got YouTube, and then they got Google, and they got all these different channels, and I don't think any one of them really knows well, some guys have a good hold on it.
Yeah.
But what do you guys feel is the best strategy for these small businesses, or even large businesses, right? It would be the same.
Oh, well, with Easy Online Biz Solutions, they help people start businesses online or scale up an existing business.
Yeah.
So I always steer the person starting a business online to look at the leverage that they're going to get from whatever they're doing, or if it's or even the platform, or whatever they're doing. It's leverage, return on investment, and how much risk and control that they have. You know, because if this one is set up a shopping cart site, I say, well, do it on WordPress. You own it. You can take it wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
If it's on Shopify, you're there, and if they switch it off, goodbye.
Yeah.
Your shop's shut. And your income stops instantly.
Exactly.
You've got no control.
Exactly.
And at least with WordPress, you can leverage all the different plugins and heaps of people that can give you a hand to do it.
But I guess the argument that these startup people that are trying to use those platforms,
Yes.
it's much less of a learning curve for them to go onto Shopify, and they can just go on there, they can start listening, and it's specific to e-commerce, and they can get their stuff out there.
I quite agree. And so when someone comes to us, and in fact because we run a couple of meetup groups, and the biggest question we got is from newbies saying, what do you recommend as far as to start a business online? And so we've come up with what we've found is that, Nikki, what's the number one thing that every business needs, or a business owner needs to learn?
To market.
To be able to market, right?
Yes.
To market
Because
themselves,
just because you put a
sense.
website up doesn't mean you're going to get leads to your website.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the number one thing that people should be thinking about. So before they, there's an affiliate program out there that for $99 a quarter they get all their website lead capture pages, all that stuff, and then they buy the license rights to marketing training, online training they have. And they can resell that because they own the license rights to resell it and make 100% commission. So whether they've got the license for $100 or $1,000 or whatever in between, they can resell that. They can use it to learn to grow, and they can resell that. And so they don't need to worry about learning how to build websites or follow-up emails or anything else. They can learn that as they go and implement